I'm Jodina Meehan, and this is my Sorcerer's Apprentice story. I'm telling you this story because it illustrates very well how I work with AI. So in 2024, I had just completed building 5 custom GPTs for the company I was working with at the time. And these GPTs accomplish tasks like writing emails, checking and grading emails, creating customer profiles. They did highly complex tasks, and so the instructions in the configurations were quite long. They were 8,000 words, but they worked very well. So one night I went to bed feeling very good about the work that I had completed, and the next morning I woke up and went in and checked on my GPTs and tested them out just to make sure that they were working still, because it was the first batch that I had built and I was sort of obsessively checking them every morning. So it turned out the first one that I tried did not work properly, and I went into the configuration and looked at the instructions, and lo and behold, AI had gone in and cleaned up all of my instructions inside of my back end of my GPTs without asking me. And in the AI's opinion, when I asked it why it had done this, it told me that it had cleaned up my code and my instructions because it didn't need to be as long or complicated as it was, and that it worked much better now that it had cleaned it up to 800 words for each set of instructions. Now, what did I do then? First of all, I didn't freak out, and the reason that I didn't freak out was because I am a compulsive documenter of my work, and so I had saved all of my instructions separately on a Google Doc and updated them every time I made changes. So I knew in the back of my mind that I had saved all of my instructions somewhere else, and so they were not poof gone because the AI had house cleaned them while I was sleeping. So the next thing that I did was I asked AI how I could prevent it from doing this in the future. And AI actually gave me the exact instructions and code that I needed to put in my instructions going forward so that it would not alter my code without asking me first in the future. And so did that work? Yes. Well, it's almost 2 years later, and all of those GPTs are still running exactly how I programmed them. They have not been altered by AI. So that's not quite the end of the story, because I wanted to go and see if anyone else had had a similar problem. So I went into some AI forums and searched for the problem and discovered that yes, indeed, many people had been shocked and dismayed to find that their GPTs and instructions had been cleaned out and redone overnight by AI, and they unfortunately had not saved their instructions anywhere except inside their GPTs, so all of their work, instructions, and GPTs were erased and they had to redo them. Now, the interesting thing about that is that everyone in the forum was asking other humans how to solve this problem, why it happened, and how to fix it. And my impulse had not been to ask a human being how to do this, because my thinking is always that the AI knows itself and how it works and how to work with it better than humans do. So my first impulse is always to ask the AI what it's doing, why, and how to fix the problem. And if it can't help me with that, then I will ask a human being for a second opinion. But usually the AI is the best partner for me when it comes to working with it and solving problems. So that's my Sorcerer's Apprentice story, and as you probably gathered, the Sorcerer's Apprentice in the story is not me, it is AI, because AI often works like the Sorcerer's Apprentice in the old story that goes in and is so enthusiastic about helping humans that it does things without asking, overdoes things, and our job is to make sure that we give it proper instructions, 1, and 2, be able to course correct quickly. So if something doesn't go the way we programmed or expected, to be able to let go of all previous iterations, versions, expectations of how things should be going, and just do whatever works in the now. So just to recap, there are 3 ways that I work with AI that story illustrates. One is I obsessively document all my work and I don't trust the AI to retain anything that I'm working on. 2, if I have a problem, I ask the AI for help first, and usually it can help me solve the problem completely without having to go to a human being for help. And 3, I keep an open mind when it comes to things not working, and when something doesn't work, I actually enjoy the process of solving the problem and figuring out a solution. Thank you for listening to my story, and I really do love solving problems with AI, so if you have a problem that you would like me to take a look at, please ask, and I'd be happy to help you find a solution.